Over the course of the next 6 weeks or so, I'd like to invite you into a season of prayer. It's an interesting thing. So often we do so much activity, and we think this is what really accomplishes things. But Jesus reminds us often throughout the Gospels that we are called to be a people of prayer. As we petition God, as we engage with Him, things shift in heaven and on earth, and all kinds of tremendous things happen. It doesn't take us long to realize that in our own lives and in the life of the world around us, we need a significant movement of God to bring healing and hope and strength and fullness. And so I want to invite you over the course of the next number of weeks to engage with God on a deeper level as we seek Him together in prayer. One of the ways that we want to do this is to engage differently with Wednesdays. Wednesdays in particular, just seeking God during those days, asking Him to do something significant. But I realize that many of us often feel so inadequate to know how do we really pray well. And so we've enlisted someone, Michelle Dirksen, to just give us a few teaching spaces to learn more about how to pray intentionally and faithfully, and to take away some of the fear or the uncertainty about how we pursue God together. Marie and Michelle Dirksen have been regional developers for Latin America for the Christian Missionary Alliance in Canada for a number of years. And Michelle just brings a tremendous gift for teaching and a really deep and rich experience of prayer. And so we're really grateful for the ways that she has chosen to partner with us in this space to give us a number of teaching bits around prayer to help us to continue to grow and develop. And so each week for the next number of weeks, we're going to give you some time just to hear from Michelle, to learn from her a little bit, to engage with the things that God might be inviting us into as a congregation over this time. And we invite you on Wednesdays for the next few weeks just to take a space of fasting over the course of the lunch break if you can, if you're able, just to pursue God differently and to lean into Him, to pursue Him more deeply. Again, you can do this as an individual person coming for individual prayer here at the church or wherever you may happen to be. And if that doesn't fit your schedule or you feel like that doesn't resonate with you, again, I just encourage you to take some particular time and some particular space to seek God in prayer intentionally over the course of these weeks. I just pray that these videos will be helpful to you and a significant blessing. We're tremendously grateful to Michelle for giving us the time and space to offer these to us as well. So I hope you enjoy them and just pray God would bless you.
Hi, I'm Michelle Dirksen, and in today's prayer vignette, we want to talk about effectiveness in prayer. The effects of prayer are sometimes hard to measure, and it can make us doubt if it really makes a difference. Does it? 2 Corinthians 1:11 says, "And you are helping us by praying for us. Then many people will give thanks because God has graciously answered so many prayers for our safety." We had been in Guadalajara, Mexico for a few years, and we finally recognized a pattern that happened every year. From mid-September until mid-December, things were different. We would see interpersonal conflict on our team in different areas of the city. We'd see marital conflict, and we saw an increase of discouragement and experienced that as well. It didn't seem to matter how much we prayed during those months. It was like our prayers hit the ceiling and fell back down. We began to ask God for insight and clarity, and we realized some spiritual components and complexities in what we were experiencing. You see, mid-September is when Mexico celebrates the Independence Day, and it begins a season of idol worship. There's pilgrimages and offerings, there's dark practices that happen during that season of time. November 2nd marks the Day of the Dead, where people build altars and bring offerings to those that have died. And it says in history that it was to welcome their spirits back for a visit. Today in Mexico, there's a fascination with death, linked to a cult called Santa Muerte, where death is celebrated, not mourned. On December 12th, Mexico celebrates the day dedicated to the Virgin of Guadalupe. In 1746, she was declared the patron of the city, and in 1754, December 12th was declared a feast day in her honor. Why do I give you this story and background? I share it to explain that the world that we live in is not just a physical world. There is an unseen spiritual dimension in each place that we live in that affects us. Sometimes we can be totally unaware, and other times we can't help but wonder what's going on. In Guadalajara, we couldn't ignore it, and we knew we couldn't do it alone. We do not need to fear that reality of the spiritual component. God invites us to partner with Him through prayer. He's given us authority in His name to break down strongholds and to effect change for His kingdom's sake. This isn't an individual or alone activity. It requires the body. Just as Paul in Corinthians was declaring the help and the protection that he experienced through other people praying for him, we too experienced that in Guadalajara. In that season, particularly from September to December each year, it seemed we only saw breakthrough and moments of reprieve as people in Canada were praying and interceding on our behalf. Choosing to engage and pray for others' protection and safety may seem like a small or insignificant thing, but to the people on the other end, it's life-giving and it means the world. If you don't know how to pray for others, you can follow the instructions in 1 Timothy 2:1, where it says, I urge you first of all to pray for all people. Ask God to help them, intercede on their behalf, and give thanks for them. The effects of prayer can be hard to measure sometimes, but I can tell you, it really does make a difference.